What is going on, guys? It's Igor here, and welcome to the Salem content patch or update for March 14th, 2013. I actually kind of hesitated, or I actually procrastinated on this update for a few days, mainly because I was working on another project, which I will mention here in a little while. But the main focus of this video is what they added in the new patch. And they actually added a couple things actually that I thought was actually pretty cool. I did not see this coming. It was a very blindsided update because I really didn't see them going in this direction, but actually is kind of cool. The first thing they added were pistols. So pistols are now the pre-rifle. So pistols do less damage than rifles, but they are cheaper than rifles, and you can get them earlier and get hunting with ranged weapons a little sooner. You actually pick up the pistol from the Wilderness Guide, which I will show later, for 350 silver, and ammo, gunpowder, all of that still works the same. They polished graphics for all kinds of stuff. The only two things that I have noticed so far that I made a post about to try and find out what they actually changed, the only things I found out were that they did change the autumnal forest or autumn forest tile set to make it a little bit darker and a little easier on the eyes, and that's down here, which again we will go take a look at that and visit later. And they added the fact that March hares will now properly run away from players. So if a bunny rabbit happens to turn into a March hare, it's going to run away from you just like a regular rabbit would if you break combat. So if you get far enough away, if you go into a house or anything like that and you break combat, it will run away from you just like a regular rabbit, so that way it won't attack you, as soon as you walk up to it. The parry ability, which is in, I think, moves, the parry ability actually now stuns the opponent. So if you successfully parry an attack from them, it will stun them, and unsuccessful parry now stuns you. As far as I read on the forums, that there is no actual animation for this stun. It is just kind of it's a longer duration before you can do anything else, and works the same way for both parties. So really the only thing that's really all they added. The other thing is, if you had played in the previous week during this update, so pre-March 14th, you got a free English snuff in the Postmaster's box, which we will visit once we go back to Boston. So now I've actually kind of pre-set myself up here, and I actually went to Boston and I bought a pistol, which looks just like this. It's a flintlock pistol, and we will equip this to my character by doing so. And it goes in one of your hands, and that's what it looks like there. And oh, that looks so awesome. This is the first time I've actually seen it. I haven't had a chance to play in a couple of days, but that is pretty sweet. I'm going to go into a stance that you really don't get until you have the firearms ability, which is somewhere in here. Maneuvers, and it is at the ready. So you cannot go in at the ready. You need a rifle equipped instead of a gun. So unfortunately I can't really show much on that note. But what I'm going to show you while I'm out and about, and I'm going to go try and find something to shoot with this pistol, is I actually have, and I'm going to switch the screen over here, I actually have made a website for all you guys. So if you guys go to Eegorevids.com, that is going to be my blog. It's going to be my news, updates, etc., so on and so forth. I'm going to try and update it as frequently as possible, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to update every patch that I possibly can. I'm going to update it there so that you guys can, if you missed something or you happen to not get a chance to watch the video, future reference, go check out the website, Eegorevids.com. It's going to have all the blogs and fancy stuff there, and also a way to contact me with requests for Q&As and videos and this, that, and the other. It's gonna be a good way for you guys to get in touch and in contact with me via the internet other than YouTube. So if you do have a question, just feel free to shoot me an email or leave a comment in the box down below. So switching back over to Salem here, we can see that the tile set is, I'm kind of in a bad area. It's not exactly perfect, but we can actually tell, I'm Unfortunately, I don't have an old picture to show you. However, I do have an old picture on my blog of the before and after of the autumn tile set. So you can really tell, at least for me, I can really tell that this tile set has been changed. So it has been made darker, which for me, that's huge because I could not stand how bright it was before. It was really hard on the eyes to look at, and now it's a little bit darker, and it's not quite such a contrast from the grass. So that makes things a little bit easier. And unfortunately, I am not seeing a single form of life to kill or to shoot with my pistol, which kind of stinks because I was hoping for a rabbit or a deer or something like that, because the polished graphics goes right along in with that. But if we cannot find a deer, no worries, because I will go back to my house because I have a deer back there prepared to show you guys, just in case I can't find one. I would really like to show what you can do with the pistol now. Unfortunately, again, I cannot find anything, so I'm just going to start heading back up to my settlement, and if I find something along the way, awesome. If not, I'm going to show you how it works anyway. So either way, you guys get to see how it works, but I was hoping to more so kill something. So other than that, I don't really think they changed a whole lot in this update. You do notice too that the autumn tile set has like more sticks and branches and leaves and all sorts of stuff just to throw you off, because the devs love to troll us, and it's just what they do. They love to throw little fancy things in there that make absolutely no sense, and that makes it harder for us to play because they are trolls. I.e. the slingshot taking 5 plant fibers when the max that a fireplace can hold is 4, etc., etc. And the other thing that they changed that I did read on the forums, that was I guess Jorb said that it was not meant, and they are working on changing it, is this white tile-ish looking stuff is now the new dirt. Why they did this, I have no clue. It must have been an accident, because I cannot see any fathomable reason why they would have changed the dirt from the old brown dirt texture to a more lime pit texture. So now people are going to be getting confused, thinking that their dirt is now lime, and very, very disappointed when they go to dig up dirt or dig up some lime, and they're like, hey, this is not lime. So I think that's a bug. So bear with them on that, because I'm pretty sure that was not meant to be. So unfortunately, I did not find anything on my way back to said settlement. So I'm going to show you anyway that the way the pistol works, and the reason why I'm really excited for it, because if you watched my last video on the Embrace the Musket, I showed how muskets work, and I hunted a deer with it. And the problem with muskets was that I had to quickly switch out my rifle for my sword so that I could kill this deer without dying. The cool thing is now you can equip the sword and the musket, or the pistol rather, sorry. You can equip both of them at the same time. So if you do have the ability to shoot on your hotbar like I should, and I do not, so I'll switch my bars. And I'm going to put shoot in there because now I'm going to be using this more often. So this is going to replace guard. And then I'm going to put guard down at the bottom. Yay. Not at the ready. I did not want that. No. I needed guard. So guard is going to be number 8. So the way you do this is basically the same way that you would equip a flintlock musket. You load the gun with gunpowder, and it's going to take, increments of 20, just a second there. Good. You're going to take the musket balls, you're going to right click again, and now you are loaded up, you are ready to fire. And the cool thing is, if you have your bars set up properly, you now have shoot and thrust. This is, however, if you have fencing. With the pistols, I don't know if you need firearms or not. That's kind of up in the air. Unfortunately, my character already has the firearms ability, so I cannot test it to see if they do not need it. So when you fire this thing, basically what you do is you just click shoot, and wherever your cursor is aimed at, you are going to shoot, and bang, there you go. Pistol has been shot, it is unloaded, and we can now unequip it. If you notice from the last video of Embrace the Musket, the animation or the firing time on this thing is much shorter than it usually is for the rifle, and that is because obviously it's a lower level weapon. It does not do as much damage as the rifle, but it is much faster, and you can actually fire a bullet and then you can also turn right around and thrust your sword right after that. So I'm going to do this again, and in succession I'm going to fire my gun, number 4, fire, bang, deer is running up on me, and then thrust, and that's it. That's what's really cool about the pistol, is that you can actually do 2 actions more or less at once, and it's a lot easier that way. Moving on to the other part of the polished graphics. The deer, beaver, and anything that you can skin now has a different texture, and it doesn't look so cartoony. You can actually see here that I have skinned this beaver, and I'm going to do a little dance there for you. I've skinned this beaver. I'm going to lift it up and move it over here so you can get a little bit better view. And it actually looks like it has muscles and bone structure and good stuff like that. So they changed the way the dead animals look when they're skinned, which I'm so glad they did, because everything else is looking better and better, and those animals that were skinned were just still looking worse and worse. Now, I've actually saved the best portion of this update for last. Again, unfortunately, I cannot show it to you, but once again, go to my blog. I have it posted there in the blog and news section, and you can see what this stuff looks like. They now have craftable pirate gear, so you can be pirates now. This is the reason why I said in the beginning, they did something in this update that I really did not see coming, and that is the ability to craft pirate clothes, and you can basically dress up like a pirate now. So now the tribe has to look out, because we are going to have a bunch of Jack Sparrows and Barbosas and all those other famous pirates out in the world, and I'm sure there's a few historic ones in there, but now it's going to be Indians versus pirates. This should be interesting to see where this game goes and where the factions head, and I'm very interested to see. To make this pirate gear, you actually have to have 3 things. You need seamanship, which I do have, and I will show you now. Seamanship is, go down to the bottom, through all my skills. Seamanship allows you to do boats, make boats, craft them, and a couple other things, gives you some recipes, etc., etc. It takes 3,000 arts and crafts, 2,000 frontier and wilderness, 2,500 pots and pans, and 2,000 natural philosophy. After you get that, you then need embroidery and silk, which I do not have, which is 2,250 arts and crafts, 2,000 faith and wisdom, 3,000 thread and needle, 1,500 natural philosophy, and 1,000 perennial philosophy. The other thing that you need that is going to be the harder one for most people to get is the story of Cain and Abel. This is the last thing that you need to be even able to unlock the pirate clothes, and the story of Cain and Abel takes 6,000 cloak and dagger, 3,000 faith and wisdom, and 4,000 law and lore, all of which I'm very, very far off from getting, so I figured I might as well just tell you guys about it and tell you what it needs. And if you really want to see what it looks like, I have a few pictures posted on my blog of what the gear looks like. And from now on, any information that I cannot show in videos, I will be posting on the website, and updates and problems and things as they arise, and different things that I'm doing and working on. So check it out. Go check out all the awesomeness of the blog that is still under construction. I still need to do a few tweaks and stuff like that, but in the meantime, it's still functional, and I can get my point across of the things that I need to do. And before I forget, I did promise earlier in the video that I was going to show you the pistols and where to get the ammo and stuff like that. Once again, I did this in the last video. It's the same place to get the ammo and the gunpowder, but just for safe measure, I'm going to go to Boston and I'm going to show you the Wilderness Guide and what the pistol looks like. And what you do is you just go to Boston, Jamestown, Roanoke, whatever server you are playing on, and you just right-click the Wilderness Guide, and you see there is a flintlock musket for 500 silver. There is the flintlock pistol, which is what I have. That is 350 silver. Again, 10 musket balls for 75 silver, 50 grams of gunpowder for 60 silver, and you can buy a powder horn, which will store your gunpowder in, I'm not really sure how much of it at once, but it will store your gunpowder. and that is 500 silver. So if you want to buy this flintlock pistol, just go ahead and go to the Wilderness Guide, try and buy it, do a little research. I'll try and update the blog when I get more information on whether or not you need firearms to shoot this thing. I'm not 100% sure if you need just small game hunting to unlock the shoot command or what. So I will update that as I find more info out. But for right now, I just wanted to get this update out there for you guys so that you guys could play with it and know that it is there in case you haven't seen the forums, so that now you guys can kind of play with it. Or if you aren't playing the game anymore and you still watch my videos, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and this is to show you guys as well the things that they are changing in the game. So with that, not really a whole lot else in this update, just the pistols, some updated graphics, a few mechanic changes, and pirate gear, which is the big one. So they didn't really change anything else. I can't really say a whole lot more other than I'll be posting more things on Facebook, Twitter, and obviously on the website. So check all those out. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and as always, thanks for watching.